We got 18 watts pulling out of this. I'm charging both of these little lights up with a dual USB splitter. I've got 3 USBs going. I'm charging my fan, so my fan can run all night long. My little GoPro batteries, check it out. So I've got my batteries charging and my cell phone is on charge also. And I still have 88%. And I have a little light if I need it there. See, I can turn that light on. And then check this out. I've got wireless charging. I can just throw it in there and have wireless charging, but I have the splitter cable here. And that's what I'm using as the cable, but actually I can just throw it on there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over a power station, a 300 watt portable power station from the company Powdeom, maybe is how you would say that. And let's just kind of like go over the box here. I've already had this thing out and been using it, but I put it back in the box for the purpose of this video. So there's several ways of charging it. You can use a AC charger, you can use a solar panel, you can use your car charger, or you can use whatever that is. And I don't know, it looks like a little football. And it's 296 watt hours of power inside this thing. By the way, this is a small portable one, so not to be compared with those massive power banks that, you know, cost a small fortune. And this is great for outdoor, for emergencies, you know, small size, high power, pure sine wave. So pure sine wave meaning that it's great for like sensitive electronics, so you don't damage them or anything like that. Let's just kind of like go over some of the specifications here. The model is the PEP S300. The capacity is a 20 amp hour, 14.8 volt, 296 watt hour, 300 watt pure sine wave. DC input is 12, DC output, you know what, cigarette port, all that. USB, it's got 3 USBs. AC port is a 120, 60 hertz, and the dimensions, you know, there's the dimensions. You know what, enough talking. Let's just unbox this thing. Let's see what this thing looks like. So like I said, I've had this thing out, I've used it. This is all your power cables. I'll go over those. You get a little small instructions, and I will go over that here in a minute. Then the unit itself. So taking it all out here, you can see that's pretty much everything in the box. It came packaged just like this. Check out how small this unit. Here's my hand. Look at the size of this unit. That is absolutely amazing. There's several ports on this thing, and what I'm going to do, I'll just kind of like go over the ports, but first let's go over the connectors we get with it. So here's your little package of connectors, and what you're going to get with this thing is several. So you get the AC port that's just like this, and it plugs into there. And the power brick is right here, and you can see the charging on this thing is a 4.0 amp hour, 96 watts. So that's a pretty powerful charger. The charging seems to go pretty quick on this thing. Then you get a cigarette lighter port, or like the 12 volt port, and it comes with their connector. You see that little tiny connector? That is like a 2 mil connector or something, which is very small. I do have some adapters where I made a solar panel. You always want to make sure it has this port on there. Actually, let's just go over the ports. So the DC port, you get your 12 volt port. So with this port, anybody with a small fridge that goes in a camper or something like that, you'll understand why you need that. You have the DC out, you have 2 DC outs on that. You got an LED light, 3 USB ports. So you got a USB port, which is a 65, that's a USB-C, 65 watt, and then 3 USB-A's. There's a 3.0 USB-A and 2 USB-A. That's just your regular USB-A outlets, and then 2 AC adapters. And I will put these to the test here in a minute. And there's your DC input. So that's where you're going to charge it. And then the top right here is a wireless charger. So when you want to use some of the ports, you'll hit the USB. So that's the DC. You can see right there. It turned on the DC. Let's see how good we can see it. Turned on the USB here. Let's go ahead and put this to the test. So this top is wireless charging. You have to be perfectly inside that circle. Look at that. I got it first time on that one. You can see right here, we are charging. So that wireless charging works. Now let me use the USB-C. I've got a USB-C lightning cable here, and what's this? So we know this works. Charges perfectly on that. Now the USB-A, the USB-C works, we know the USB-A works. Go ahead and let's try out the AC. So to turn the AC on, you're basically going to hit that, and as soon as I hit it, one thing that happens, the fan will kick on and you'll see the little AC logo will come up in the corner right there. I don't know how well you can see it in the display, but let's go ahead and let's test this out. I have a power drill here, and this power drill will spike up a lot. I don't know exactly, but it's a 3/8 power drill. Let's plug this in and let's see what it does. It's showing 315 watts of power from that power drill. And then when I hit the spike, this thing spikes up. It spiked up to 450. Now let's try a right angle grinder. Now I know this right angle grinder holds it around about 300. So let's try this one. Well, that seems to work. It seems to be pulling that. It's showing 240, 250 as far as that. Now, if I do both of them, I would probably gonna fault it. Holy crap. 532. It went to 532 before it faulted out. So it did fault out at 532. I think this would work great for like a little job site. If you just had like a job site and you just wanted to run one of these things. But really the most handiest feature of this thing was the fact that I had it and I used it on these camping trips, and I used it to charge all of my devices, whether it was just running a little fan or just some random stuff. This is what make my coffee. This will run a drill or run any type of small appliance up to 300 watts. Let's be honest, slight little off grid. Now, obviously, if you want to go higher, if you're going to try to live off grid or run a house, you can do it. But this will run a TV. TVs usually use about 50 to about 100 watts, so we know it'll run a TV. So yeah, there it is, everybody. That's all I got on the Powdeom 300 watt mini power bank, power station with remote, with wireless charging. See y'all in the next video.